Hi guys, this is Dr. Serge. I hope you're having a good day. So today let's talk about a question that I get a lot. What about gluten-free food? What about gluten-free diet? Is it something we need to do? Is it something good to pursue? So let's cover a few basic facts about this gluten-free craze. So first of all, gluten-free means that there's no gluten, right? So gluten is a protein found in grains. Actually, most of the grains contain some sort of gluten. Corn, oats, wheat, rye, barley, quinoa, rice. All of those grains contain gluten. But the gluten protein in wheat specifically is the worst. Okay, and that's why a lot of people start to realize that gluten from wheat it's actually toxic for your body. And that's why gluten-free food can be beneficial. Okay, so gluten-free, it's really hard. Gluten is really hard to process. It's a protein that when you eat in a large amount, it can disrupt the GI. So this is one of the first symptoms of GI, of gluten sensitivity or gluten allergy, is some disruption into the GI. So some people will have bloating and gas and cramping and diarrhea and loose stool, or sometimes it's constipation. So all those symptoms of the gastrointestinal tracts could be a sign of gluten sensitivity. But about 80% of people with gluten issue do not have gastrointestinal issues. There's other symptoms we need to look for. One of the most common one of gluten issue is brain fog. Okay, I don't know if you know anybody who suffer from fogginess, or memory issue. They cannot recall words, for example. So these are the symptoms of gluten sensitivity. Some people have sleep issues, some people have hormonal issues like thyroid issues, typically can be connected to gluten sensitivity. Weight gain is another symptom of gluten issue. So there's many symptoms that are not necessarily the GI or digestion that can tell you if you have gluten sensitivity or not. Okay. One of the worst protein from wheat is gluten, of course, but there's another protein called WGA. So this stands for wheat germ agglutinin. So agglutinin is a type of gluten. So it's a protein that when you eat it from wheat, it can go to your joints and cause inflammation in your joints. Okay, so joint issues typically is a sign of gluten sensitivity, that your body is reacting to gluten. So this agglutinin is really sticky to joints. People with knee problems, hip issues, inflammation, fingers, right, shoulders, elbows, all those joints are affected by agglutinin from wheat. Okay, this is another reason to avoid wheat. So if you suffer from joint issues, most likely you have wheat problems. This is why it's recommended to follow a gluten-free diet. Okay, so another reason to avoid wheat is heart problem. Okay, agglutinin that we talk about is really sticky to the joints, but it's also really sticky to the heart. So if you don't digest well this wheat protein, so this protein ends up to the heart, causing heart problems. You may have plaques in your heart, heart failure, can lead to high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, so which is a hardening of the arteries. So this can be caused by wheat. This is why the famous book, The Wheat Belly by Dr. Davis, it's really fascinating to read, actually, because this book was done actually by Dr. Davis, a cardiologist. So he's a heart doctor, and all his patients actually are on a gluten-free diet. This is the first thing he does with all his patients, because he knows that if you avoid wheat, it helps with heart disease. And as a matter of fact, we have reversed heart conditions over and over with a gluten-free diet, grain-free diet. We had people with high blood pressure or plaques. We had patients with 90% blockages in the arteries, and using a gluten-free diet and some supplementation, we could remove those plaques. And it was really interesting to see the doctors report when they look at the after and before picture of the arteries. The arteries look like they were 20 years old. Okay, they were like clean, they were healthy. So it's possible to avoid heart issues with a gluten-free diet. Okay, so that's why gluten-free is really popular, because you avoid wheat, which is the worst grain right now in the States. And then when you avoid it, you just start feeling better. We had people losing weight, sleeping better, having more energy. You don't feel as bloated. And that helps to fix hormonal issues as well. So these are all good benefits of gluten-free diet. But there's one mistake that a lot of people do. They don't realize when they buy gluten-free foods. So gluten-free foods do not have wheat gluten, right? So the manufacturers need to use something else to replace the gluten in the food. And typically they use sugar as a substitute to wheat in those products. So what happens in some of these products is they use more sugar instead of using wheat. So this is something you really have to be careful when you buy and look at the labels of those products. Is you have to make sure that these products do not contain more sugar. And this is one thing that I see quite often, is sometimes people switch to a gluten-free diet and they start gaining weight for some reason. Is because they buy all those gluten-free foods, products, but they have more sugar in it. Sometimes they use like potato starch, which is a starchy, right? It's really actually really fattening. So if you eat a lot of carbs, so you have to watch your carb intake when you do a gluten-free diet. Yes, those food can be a good substitute, a good idea, but on the other side, some of these actually have more starch or sugar, more corn, more potato, more rice, more tapioca. And if you have a lot of those foods, actually you can start having similar issues as a typical wheat products, which is weight gain, a brain fog, a sluggishness, sleep issues, and so on and so on. So this is something you have to watch and know. Sugar is in those foods, and you have to make sure that whatever you get is healthy for you. Okay, otherwise you have same issues as eating a regular diet. So at the end of the day, the goal is to really minimize or avoid as much as you can those processed food, because they are still processed, they are still depleted of the nutrients. Okay, so all those foods are stripped of the nutrients, so they are more or less empty calories, and we try to avoid those empty calorie foods when you follow a good healthy diet. So the goal is to eat mostly some meat, a lot of veggies, some fruit, some nuts, fresh food. So if you provide those fresh healthy foods to your body, the cravings for those foods, processed foods, go down, and you actually start feeling better, and you start craving vegetables and fruits and meat and good healthy foods. So that was my 2 cents when it comes to gluten-free food. It's a big craze out there. I get it. A lot of people feel a lot better with it, but you have to be careful to not substitute wheat for foods that have more sugar and can have other side effects on your body. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please, you can drop a comment below. Otherwise, have a blessed day. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.